Lock garage door.
We've locked the garage door.
Turn on entryway lights.
Okay.
Dim entryway lights to 50%.
Okay.
Turn entryway lights off.
Okay.
Turn on dining room lights.
Okay.
Turn off sconces.
Okay.
Turn on sconces.
Okay.
Alexa, turn off dining room lights.
Okay.
Alexa, turn on great room lights.
Okay.
Turn off great room lights.
Okay.
Turn on California room ceiling fan.
Okay.
Alexa, turn on California room lights.
Okay.
Alexa, turn off California room ceiling fan.
Okay.
Alexa, turn off California room lights.
Okay.
Alexa, turn on kitchen lights.
Okay.
Alexa, turn on pendant lights.
Okay.
Alexa, turn off kitchen lights.
Okay.
Turn on cabinet lights.
Okay.
Turn on kitchen table lights.
Okay.
Turn off nook chandelier.
Okay.
Turn off kitchen table lights.
Okay.
Turn on guest suite lights.
Okay.
Now I have another one here in the guest suite. It responds to echo. Echo, turn off guest suite lights.
Okay.
Echo, turn guest suite lights to 50%.
Okay.
Echo, turn off guest suite lights.
Okay.
Alexa, turn on great room lights.
Okay.
Alexa, turn on dining room lights.
Okay.
Alexa, turn off downstairs lights.
Okay.
Trigger, turn off heat downstairs.
Sending that to IFT.
Alexa, turn on kitchen lights.
Okay.
Alexa, turn on downstairs lights.
Okay.
Alexa, turn off downstairs lights.
Okay.
Alexa, tell me a joke.
Where do you take a sick boat? To the dock.
Oh my God. Alexa, turn on office lights.
Okay.
Alexa, turn off office lights.
Okay.
So in just about every room of my house, I have a dot, and then in the main area downstairs, I have a white echo. So in the master bedroom, I have a dot, guest suite dot, another room in the house we have a dot. I have an extra echo here that I'll just hang on to. Maybe I'll give it away as a gift. Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah, I'm gonna make a quick video here and just show you guys how to set up and get your lights voice activated like I have in my house. I did the unboxing video of my television and I asked for the assistant. I'm saying the assistant because if I say the name, then it will, you know, think I'm calling its name. Alexa, cancel. So I don't want to say its name because that'll be kind of annoying. So the assistant, I asked for it to turn on the lights when I was doing the unboxing of my television, and you know, I went through the unboxing process, and then I got a lot of messages, emails asking how did I do that. It's actually been around for a while. I thought everyone kind of already knew how to do it, so I never thought about making a video for it. I did see some videos, a lot of guys in there just walk around their house doing it, but they don't show you how they did it, which is kind of annoying. So I just walked around my house really quick and just did a couple of switches so you could see in my house. I think I'm up to 43 light switches that are voice activated. They're kind of expensive, and the first thing you need is a kit like this. Now this is what I have. This is a Lutron Caseta wireless. Now it comes with a light switch here, which is a Lutron Caseta dimmer, Pico remote, smart hub, and then you download the app. You need the smart hub so it can talk to the assistant, and so it could also talk to your phone. With the phone, it's great because you could, you know, do anything you want to do away from home. Dim it to 40%, 20%, lights off, on, blah, 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 blah. Pico remote you could use so you could have a remote at your house. You don't need a phone. With that switch, you can turn it up, down, off, on, whatever. Locally, no Wi-Fi or anything needed. This will talk to the switch via RF, so that's great to have too. Also, if you have a, what is it called? A three-way switch, like you turn on the light at one end, and then on the other side, you can turn on or off the light. A Pico remote will go ahead and replace that second switch. I'll show you that as well. And this would go on one end. So this is a single pole. This is turning on and off one light or lights or whatever, lights that are only being controlled by one switch, single pole. If you want to replace a switch with a if you want to replace a switch with a three-way light, that means the lights are controlled by more than just one switch on the wall, then you'll need a Pico remote. Not required, but you know, you'll need it unless you only want to do it from one end. But anyways, here's that. I have an extra Lutron switch here. And I have a bunch. I have an extra Echo here, but anyway, and then you'll need an Echo. So you'll need Echo, Wi-Fi, and Ethernet at your house. And this Caseta kit that I have here. So yeah, I'll stop talking. I'll go in and show you what I have, and then we'll go through the installation process. You'll see how to do it and set it all up for your house, for yourself. The videos I've seen is just some jerk walking around his house, cutting off and on the lights, and he doesn't tell you how to do anything, which is extremely annoying. So I will show you how to do that. Layers. Okay, so again, this is what you'll need. A Lutron Caseta wireless switch. You don't need a Pico remote, but it comes in this kit. You will need a Pico remote if the lights are being controlled by more than one switch. If it's only being controlled by one switch, then you don't need the Pico remote, and you could just go ahead and do it from the switch, from the app on your phone, or with Amazon's assistant. I don't want to say the name now because it'll make a noise. And this can talk to the switch locally. No Wi-Fi, no app, no anything needed. You pair these together, and you can turn off and on the lights from the couch or from another room with this remote. It's actually nice for those of you that may have, you know, let's say you put the switch in the bedroom and you're in bed and, oh man, I forgot to turn off the light. I don't want to get out of bed. Boom. You just go ahead and turn it off or on with the Pico remote after you pair them together. If you're going to do a three-way switch, that means the lights are controlled by more than one switch, then you would need a Pico remote, and I'll explain that later in the video. This is the smart hub. This is what allows your phone to talk to your lights at home, or it allows the Amazon Assistant to talk to the hub, then the hub talks to the switches. All right, I just have another switch here. Now, this kit is, it's not that bad. I think it's like $99. I don't even remember. Maybe even $89 at Best Buy. And then the switches themselves individually, these are about $55 a piece. Now, doesn't sound too bad if you're only doing one or two switches, but in my house, I've done over 40. Took me a long time. I replaced a lot of switches at my house, and I have over, I want to say 42 light switches that I replaced. So, you know, yeah, even if they were $50, right? So let's say 50 times only 40 switches, 5 times 4 is 20. So that's $2,000 just in light switches. So yeah, I know. But I love having a smart home and not having to turn on any light switches. I just talk to the assistant. And then you'll also need one of these if you don't already have one. This is the Echo. The smaller one there in the upper right hand corner is called the Dot. So yeah, I have a whole bunch of dots around my house. I have an Echo downstairs in the great room, and this is just an extra one that I have here that I haven't decided what I'm going to do with yet. So yeah, this is everything you'll need here, and just some basic tools for around the house, and I'll show you how to go ahead and get started. All right. Alexa, tell Ratio water grass for 5 minutes.
Okay, zone number 3 is running for 5 minutes.
It's kind of cool. I could even water my grass. Now, to water your grass, you will need what's called a Ratio smart sprinkler system. Those are on Amazon. Type in RACHIO, and yeah, it's about $200 to $249. Also in this video, you will see me control some locks on my house, and you will need a Schlage Connect lock, and you will also need a Wink 2 hub. You need both of those if you want to go ahead and control your locks as well from your phone, or, you know, Amazon Alexa. That's a cancel. I'll say assistant, otherwise she hears me every time. But yeah, so to do your grass, you'll need a Ratio smart sprinkler. And to do your locks, you need a Wink 2 hub, as well as the hardware for the lock. All right. The first thing you want to do is go to your fuse panel and throw the switch. Now, that'll turn off the power in the area where you're going to work, and then you won't get electrocuted or something worse happen. But anyways, make sure you do that first. And if you're not sure, go here, throw the breaker, and then go back to the switch you're working on and make sure the power is off. Turn the light switch off and on to make sure it's off. Okay, that's the first thing before anything, and it's extremely important. So after you went ahead to your fuse panel and thrown the breaker, then go ahead and, you know, make sure the light switch isn't working in that area. Then you're good to go. So I'm just gonna get my Phillips here, take these off, and then go ahead and take out the switch. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and remove the switch that you're going to be working on. Okay, now your switch could look different depending on what it looks like. But let me turn this so you can see. Okay, so you should only okay, so here as you can see we have 3 wires, 1, 2, and your ground. That's your load in, load out, and then that's the ground. Your load in is, you know, power in, power out, and then this switch is the interrupter. This is what dictates off, on, and whatever. So anyways, that is coming in, off, on, and then your ground. Your wiring may look a little different if it's a 3-way switch, meaning there's more than one switch that controls power to the light. Then you may have another wire in here. So it may be, you know, load in, load out, and then another wire. But I'll also show you that as well. Don't worry, that's the beauty of these Lutron switches. On the back of the Lutron switch, you're only gonna have 2 wires. So if you got more wires back here, don't worry. 2 of the wires are gonna go to one black one, and then the other wire will go to the other black one, and then green is your ground. So it's dummy proof. No matter what it looks like coming out of the wall, it'll go to these 2 wires here. And it doesn't matter which one goes where, because Lutron has already thought about that, and it doesn't matter if you hook it up to this side or the other side. Lutron will figure it out for you. So don't worry, you can't mess it up. If you're worried, take pictures of everything before you start unhooking. Even label one where you saw it and then take pictures. But again, you'll be fine. You can't mess up at all. Doesn't matter what side goes to what. So these 2 black ones will go to those 2 black ones, and then the green will go to the ground. And we'll just connect it with wire nuts. So I'm gonna get my Phillips here and then just go ahead and unscrew this. All right. Also, this is something important too. You see that white wire back there? Let me try and, these white wires, the white wires right there, that's called a neutral wire. And depending on when your home is built, you may not have a neutral wire. But that's the beauty of these Lutron switches, is you do not need a neutral wire. So if you have a neutral wire, go ahead and cap it off and tuck it away. Put one of those electrical nuts that is provided with your Lutron switch on it. You can put some electrical tape over that and then tuck it away, or just put the electrical nut and tuck it away how it is back there. You do not need it. The only thing you need are the leads or the lines going into the switch, but no neutral wire is required. So these Lutron switches will work no matter when your home was built. I believe anything after the, I don't know, I want to say anything in the 90s and above, 1990s and up, should have a neutral wire, but your house may not. But don't fret. If you don't have a neutral wire, the Lutron switch will still work. So I just wanted to go ahead and point that out, and you see what a neutral wire looks like. And that's it, the white one back there. Okay, now I'll go ahead and take off the ground as well. Actually, I can only show you this much right now because I got to take off. My wife and I have an engagement to go to. So when I come back, I'm actually going to pick up on the interior of my home, because I'm just going to try and hurry up and run through this one, but I'll have time on the interior one. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and finish this really quick, cut the camera, and then we'll go to the inside. All right. Okay, I went ahead and switched outlets here. Now over here, this one is going to a 3-way switch in my house, so I thought I'd take the opportunity to show you guys this. This is if the lights are being controlled by more than one switch on the wall. So you'll go to one switch, and how you see here, okay, I'm trying to get some light in there for you. You'll connect the black to black, and then you'll have a red and a black. That's these two going to the other black off the back of the switch. So the 2 blacks go to a red and black, and then the other black to just to that black. And then your green will go to ground. So this is in the chance that you're going to a 3-way switch. So on this side, that's what you do. But like in the other, like on the other outlet that I showed you, If it's no three-way switch, it's just a single pole is what they call it, then you'll just go ahead and connect one black to one wire, one black to the other wire, and then the green to ground, and you're done. But I wanted you guys to see this too. So if this switch that you're going to is going to be controlled by more than one switch, if these lights are going to be controlled by more than one switch, this is how you do that. Two of the wires, the red and the black, will go to one black, and then the other black to this black, and then green to ground. All right. Now on the other end of the three-way, so one side will have the dimmer, the other side you'll just twist all the wires together. You see how I have 3, 1, 2, and 3? So black, black, and a red. This is in the chance you're doing a three-way switch. So this light here is being controlled by two switches. So on one switch we'll put the dimmer like I just showed you, and on the other end you'll take your electrical nut here and twist all three of the wires together, except for the ground. You'll cap that off and push it back in. Then the other three wires on the switch, you'll just go ahead and cap it off, twist them all together, and put that nice and snug back in there. And then you'll need a Pico remote, which is this thing here, and I'll show you. So once that's done, that's there. Those are twisted together. That end that controls the other end of the switch, you're done. On the other end, you have the dimmer. Okay, now this is the Pico remote. Now if you're going to do a single pole, which means there's only one switch that controls the lights, then you just need the switch or the dimmer, and you'll put it on how I showed you, black to black, the other one to black, doesn't matter which way you do it, and you go ahead and put the ground together and then put the switch back, you're done. This is something you'll need if you're going to do what's called a three-way switch, which that means there's two switches that control the same lights. So on one end you'll have the dimmer, on the other end you'll put all the wires together except for the ground, how I just showed you. You'll twist those all together except for the ground, and then you're going to put a Pico remote in its place. Now this is the Pico remote, and it's sold separately, or there is some kits where the switch and the Pico remote are sold together. But anyways, you can buy this separately as well. And then this is going to go on the end of the switch that controls the lights. Nothing's going to get connected, but it's going to go in its place on the wall on the switch. So this is a Pico remote. This is a Pico remote bracket. And you'll take this Pico remote, slide it in here, and then you're going to mount this on the wall in its place of the other switch. And then once we cut the power back on, we'll go ahead and marry this Pico remote to the switch. So that way, both the switch and the Pico remote will control the same light. Okay, so here's the Pico remote. And it's in the Pico remote bracket. The bracket is sold separately as well, unless you buy the Pico remote by itself and it comes with the bracket. Or you could buy the Pico remote and then the bracket separately. But anyways, so this is the other end of the three-way switch. And again, I'm just showing you guys this if these are going on a three-way light. That means the light is being controlled by more than one switch. If you're just doing this on a light that's only being controlled by one switch, then you don't need to worry about these steps here. But I'm just going through this just in case. All right, so all those wires are all together. The 3 wires twisted in there, not a big deal. Or however many wires, they'll all be twisted together except for a ground. And if you had a neutral, that wouldn't be twisted together either. But anyways, so the bracket's gonna go in its place. And then we'll put the plate over that. So it'll look just like a normal switch on the wall, but it won't have any connections. This is battery operated and it comes with the battery. And then you pair or marry the remote to the new dimmer switch we're putting in. So I'll go ahead and screw this in really quick. And then on the other end, I'm gonna go ahead and put this all back in there now that it's nice and neat and fastened. And then I'll go ahead and cut the power back on. Okay, once your connections are all done and secure how we have it, then go back to the breaker and throw the switch back. All right. And if you're doing a single pole application, remember guys, you're gonna take the new switch, take off the old switch. Obviously you went into the breaker and cut the power off first, and then just attach the blacks to the blacks. That's it, single pole, and the ground. If there's a neutral wire in there, don't worry about that. You're not going to use that. That's a great thing. You don't need the neutral wire. Black to black, the other one will be black to black as well. Then attach the ground, put it back in, single pole application, and you're done. That's it. And then you can go ahead and put this back. If in the event you are doing a three-way, that means more than one switch is controlling the lights. On one end of the lights, you'll twist all the wires together. It'll probably be a couple of blacks and a red. Then you'll just, push back the ground. You don't need that. You don't need the neutral either, just how I showed you. And then on the other end, you'll hook up the switch, which will be two of the wires to one black, and then the black to the other black, and the ground, and that's it. All right, so I'm gonna finish putting this on now that I know we're golden, and then I'll show you guys what to do from here. Okay, now if you want to pair the Pico remote to a switch, what you do is you hold the off button for 6 seconds, and then these LEDs will start to flash. Once they flash after 6 seconds, then you'll press the off button on the Pico remote. Then the lights that are being controlled will go up, down, up, down, up, down 3 times, and then it's paired. You can pair up to, I think, 3 or 4 Pico remotes, don't quote me. But yeah, like I have some lights in my hallway that are controlled by 4 different switches. So I replaced 1 dimmer and then added 3 Pico remotes in the other locations, and they all work just fine. But also having a Pico remote is great, even if it's just a single pole. Let's say you don't want to control the light switch from your phone, you just want to have a remote for that switch. This will communicate with the Pico remote via RF, radio frequency, and then it's like having a remote for the light switches. No smart hub needed, no cell phone needed, no app, no nothing. Pico remote can talk to this locally and doesn't need any Wi-Fi or anything. So sometimes it's great just having a remote for a light switch if you don't want a smart home, if you will, and have a hub and have it all connected. Okay, now that we're done with the installation, that's done. Next thing you want to do is get your smart hub, connect the Ethernet, then go ahead and plug in the power. After you've done that, go to your app store and download the Lutron app. And like I said in the beginning of the video, you probably want to go ahead and create an account on Lutron's website, because it'll ask you to sign in and all that stuff, blah, 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 blah. Once you did that, then we'll go ahead and get started. So inside the Lutron app, we'll go ahead, I think it'll ask you in the beginning to add a device, but anyways, we'll hit this up here, and we're going to go ahead and put add a device. Now, right now it's saying getting ready to add devices. So it's talking to your hub, and now it's putting the dimmer, or whatever dimmer or switches you put in your house, in a programming mode. And I'll go ahead and show you that right now. So let me sit this down and I'll show you. Okay, so once you hit add devices and you want to know if everything is going correctly, go back and look at your switch that you just installed, your dimmer or on and off switch. I have both here. But anyways, you see it flashing? See that one flashing? That's how you know your hub is talking to your switch. It's ready to be programmed. It's in programming mode. Anytime you hit add device on the app, no matter how many you have in your house, it's going to start flashing all of them, because it doesn't know which one you want to do or rename or talk to, whatever. So once you see it flashing like that, you know you're good to go. Now the rest here is pretty self-explanatory. It's saying, what do you want to add? A Pico remote, in-wall dimmer, remote for audio, plug-in dimmer, in-wall switch. So if it just operates off and on, then it's an in-wall switch. If you're going to do a dimmer, then that's the in-wall dimmer, the one that we just installed. For instance, in my kitchen, those lights do not dim. Those bulbs are not dimmable, so I had to buy an off and on switch, which would be called an in-wall switch. If my lights did dim, like the ones in my great room, well then that would be the in-wall dimmer that we would install there. So you guys want to make sure wherever you're installing the switch, If you want it to dim, make sure your lights are dimmable. If not, you want to put some dimmable bulbs in there. Or if you just want an off and on feature, then you want to go ahead and buy an in-wall switch and not the dimmer. So once you hit in-wall dimmer, then it's going to go and it's going to tell you the steps to go ahead and program it. It'll tell you to hold this off button down for 10 seconds. Then the light will start to flash repeatedly on the switch. Then when you go through, it'll ask you to name it and all that stuff. And this is important. You guys, you want to name it correctly. Like for me, I have over 41 switches and dimmers in my house. And I had to label each one like bedroom 1, bedroom 2, or, you know, downstairs, great room, California room. Be specific, because when you have them all in there, you're not going to know what is what. And you're going to want to group things, and I'll show you that later, but it's important to be specific. Also, in my bedroom, I have 2 switches, so I don't want to name them bedroom, and I'll tell you why. So in my house, or in my master bedroom, it's called bedroom 1, or master bedroom 1 and master bedroom 2. And that's the 2 switches in the master bedroom. So I can create a group. So let's say I want to turn off bedroom lights. Well, instead of me saying bedroom 1, bedroom 2 to do both of those switches, I just name the group master bedroom, and then it turns off the master bedroom lights all in that group. If I were to name them, if I named one switch master bedroom, well then I couldn't name the group master bedroom. Does that make any sense? So for instance, in my dining room, I have a dining room chandelier and I have sconces on the wall. And those are labeled dining room chandelier and sconces. But I created a group called dining room lights. So when I just say turn on dining room, boom, they both go on. So be specific, but also be careful how you name them, because you're probably going to want to create a group if there's more than one light in that room. Okay, so anyways, that's how you add it, and you go through all that. Once you add it and it's there, then now through the Lutron app, it's connected. You could turn it off, on, you could set schedules, timers, anything. You know, it's all right here. Now I have a bunch here, and yeah, my coach lights, porch light, entryway 1, 2, and it's very fast. Right now I'm in my front great room, so watch, let's see, I'll cut them on and see, it got brighter. I'll turn them off. Now they're off. And you can dim because it's a dimmer. And something kind of cool, if you see the house in the background there, turns the lights on and off. So right now it's connected that way, and that's how you go ahead and you could do the lights and timers and schedules and all that from your phone. Right there, you could be anywhere as long as your phone is getting a cell phone, or as long as your phone is getting a cell or Wi-Fi signal, you're good to go. As long as your smart hub is connected to the internet and you have a cell or Wi-Fi signal on your phone, you can go ahead and control your lights from the Lutron app. Now to get it working with Alexa, I'll show you that. Okay, now this is how you get things going with your Amazon Echo. I might just say the assistant instead of saying Alexa, because when I say it, then here at my house it hears me and then it's thinking I'm ready to give it a command. So I'll just, for video purposes, I'll say the assistant. So anyways, you want to go ahead and download the Amazon Assistant Alexa app. So this is, and make sure you have if you have Amazon Prime, that's better because you can play, you know, Prime Music and other stuff through your Alexa, through your assistant. But anyways, yeah, you want to go ahead and have all your information, like your Amazon account, your email and password that you sign in with, and same with your Lutron email and password for Lutron, because you're gonna need that. So okay, you have your assistant. Now we have the app, so we'll open that up here, and then in the upper left hand corner, where I'm gonna press right here, those 3 lines, we're gonna go ahead and do that now. That'll bring up a sub menu there, and we'll go ahead and hit skills. Then we're going to open up skills. And then up here, you'll go ahead and in the search space type Lutron. Okay. And then you'll see it right here where it says Caseta Wireless. You hit that. Now I already have it enabled, but right there you would hit enable skill. Then it's going to ask you for your Lutron account credentials, the email and password, which you have because you just made a Lutron account. That's how you got the app on your phone. So once that's done, then you're done. You're ready to go. You'll go ahead and link those. It's enabled. Now your assistant knows that you have some Lutron stuff there, right? Now once that's done, then you'll say, Alexa, discover.
Starting discovery. This can take up to 20 seconds. If you have Philips Hue, press the button on your bridge.
So now she's going to go through and see all your devices that are connected. Now you've just added this Lutron Smart Hub and a switch. She's going to go through and find it, and then she'll tell you what she's found in a couple seconds here. It could take up to
Discovery is complete. I found 52 smart home devices. If your Philips bulbs were not discovered, please press the button on the bridge and rerun discovery.
Okay, so here in my house, she said she found 52 devices. Yeah, I got a bunch. So, yeah, anyways, now it's ready to go. So whatever you named it or whatever you called it, you know, whatever you named it in the Lutron app, whatever you called it, it's ready to go. She'll now see that device. So when you speak to her, so I'm going to tell her to cut on my great room lights. Alexa, turn on great room lights.
Okay.
And there you go. And that's how it works. It's that simple. So every time you add a switch, you'll just repeat that process, and now it works, and it's flawless. There are other companies out there, such as Wemo, and you do not need a smart hub connected. Wemo has its Wi-Fi capabilities built in to the switch itself, and you do not need a smart hub. Some of you may want to go with that. Something to know about Wemo. Wemo, you will need a neutral wire. Remember how we took all the wires out and then there was a white wire there? Your house may not have a neutral wire. Some people like to go with Wemo. It's also a little bit cheaper. Me, myself, I love Lutron. Their customer service is great and they stand behind their product. I actually did have an issue with my hub about a month ago. It wasn't working. I called them. They were able to connect to it, see the hub, troubleshoot. It wasn't working. I was already out of my return policy date. They didn't care. They said, we want our customers to be satisfied. They sent me a new one and I sent them back the old one. They were great, great bunch of guys over there, and they really stand behind their product. So if you're doing one switch or something, or a couple of switches, and you want to save a couple of bucks, Wemo switches, you can find them on Amazon or at Best Buy. They will work with the assistant, and you can be voice activated. Me, myself, all my switches are Lutron. I love Lutron. I've had absolutely zero problems with them, and they're just fantastic. So anyways, you guys, that's all you need. That's how you do it. You know, I got so tired of seeing those other videos where they didn't tell everyone how to do it. They just showed somebody walking around their house. But anyways, you're ready to go, and that's it. Oh, and something you're going to need also, obviously, is a Wi-Fi connection at your house. Make sure you have a good router. Out of every router that I've had a bunch of Linksys ones, and I won't even bother with them anymore. Even if they paid me $1,000 a month, I would never use Linksys again. I'm now a Netgear Orbi guy. I've had it set up. My wife and I love it. And I could be across the street at my neighbor's house, and the Wi-Fi is still strong. So that's something you're going to need too, is a good Wi-Fi connection, because the assistant works off of that. The smart hub is talking to either from my phone or from the assistant. It goes to the smart hub, then the smart hub to the switches. So a good, internet connection is very important. But think of all that's going on here. I talk, and this isn't a matter of seconds. I talk, then the assistant hears me. Then the assistant, via Wi-Fi, sends that command to this hub. Then this hub translates, takes that command, and sends it to the switch on the wall, all within a matter of seconds. That's pretty remarkable, guys. I mean, within 2 or 3 seconds, it knows everything that I just said and has executed it perfectly. So let's see how long it takes. Alexa, turn off great room lights.
Okay.
I mean, how long did that take? About a second? You know, that's nuts. And yeah, so with this super Orbi system, I have the 3-pack. It was about $500, and I have 3 of these in my house. One's a router, 2 are satellites, and yeah, beams and the Wi-Fi all around my house. But anyways, guys, that's how you do it. You're set up, you're ready to go, you know what to do, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Laters. Also, in the Alexa app, you will see your individual lights here. Like I have coach lights, kitchen lights, first tier, dining room. So all these are the individual lights, correct? But if I were to scroll up, I have what's called here master bedroom lights or entryway lights. So you can create a group. So if you noticed, I was in my dining room and I can turn on the dining room chandelier, or I could say turn on sconces. But if I say dining room lights, then that's the group. So I have a group here called downstairs lights. So I could turn them off and on individually, but I could just say downstairs lights, either off or on, and it will turn them all on or all off. So it's kind of cool. You can name them individually, but you can also create groups. So that's something you want to do, and it's very handy. Also in the video, you'll hear me refer to it as Alexa sometimes, or sometimes you'll just hear me give the command. When you just hear me in the video give the command, that's because I'm holding the microphone down. If I'm holding the microphone down, then I don't have to say Alexa. I just hold it down and say turn on kitchen lights. And this is separate. They sell it for $35. And yeah, it's kind of cool. So don't get confused. Don't say to yourself like, hey, how come he's not saying Alexa? So if I don't have this remote in my hand, then I'm just saying Alexa. But if I do have the remote in my hand, then I have it and I'm holding it. And the reason why I have it is sometimes I'm far away, and that way I don't have to shout or yell. I could just use the microphone on here. And this is a remote that they sell on Amazon, and I think I forget what it's called, like an Amazon Echo remote, and you could play, pause songs, whatever, but when you hold this down, it hears you. That way you don't have to yell across the room, and it's $35, so I just wanted to point that out. So go ahead and create groups. It's very handy. Like for instance, I have a group called All Lights, so I could say turn on all lights, turn off all lights. Then all 42 switches in my house will go off. And then if you don't feel like yelling, if you have a large home like I do, yeah, you could just use this as well. All right. Alexa, turn on kitchen lights.
Okay.
Alexa, turn on downstairs lights.
Okay.
Alexa, turn off downstairs lights.
Okay.
Alexa, tell me a joke.
Where do you take a sick boat? To the dock.
Oh my God.